on the fate of the traditional Jeepney and looks of the traditional Jeepneys and operating procedures of the traditional Jeepneys in the Philippines is about to be phased out. Notification went up about, I think on February 21st, there was a public announcement that certain regulations are going to completely annihilate all of the traditional Jeepneys in the Philippines unless something changes. Now, me personally, I love the old Jeepneys. So let's talk about that for a moment. Now, the government wants to make all Jeepney owners comply to a strict set of safety standards, which is agreeable. However, the crux of the problem is that the Jeepney owners, for the most part, they just came off of a 2.5-year lockdown with loss of income, and most of them won't have the funds to upgrade the Jeepneys the way the government wants them to bring them up to a safety standard, which means that most of the Jeepney drivers will have to become part of like a type of a commonwealth where there is like a union or a commonwealth of Jeepneys. That it's not really worked out well in what I've watched so far, but they're going to have to become part of a group, a conglomerate of Jeepney owners, an association. And then they're going to have to upgrade their Jeepneys to the safety standards. And if it's anything like the Department of Transportation in America, you will no longer see tires without the proper tread depth. They may even implement air conditioning in the Jeepney as part of the newer regulations. Now, they have until, I think, June 30th to comply with a certain amount of regulations, and then 90 days after that, they either have to go out of business or they have to become part of an association, a Jeepney association. Now, this is just what I read in the Philippines news. But I did just watch a video, and I'm going to put the link to the video up with the Philippines in charge of transportation saying that the Jeepney owners will have an option to buy new Jeepneys, and there'll be bank loans and things like that, I would imagine, and then how much they would be, and also to upgrade existing Jeepneys. One of the upgrades is that they want to make it look more like a bus than a Jeepney, which would mean raising the roof up to where people could actually stand up inside even a traditional Jeepney and walk through the Jeepney rather than the way we go through them now. Personally, I love the Jeepneys. For $1 to go 12 and a half miles, I think it's a great service that they're providing. It's $1 to go from ICM to Dolho and Bohol, and $1 to go from Bohol to the BQ, and it's a really, really good price for the service that they give, but I don't know that they'll be able to maintain that price. That's one of the issues. And the second thing is you have to remember the people of the Philippines who work in the malls, they only make about $1 per hour. So it's $1 there and $1 back home. And That's $2. That's 2 hours of their wages just on transportation. What if the price doubles? Then they would be working 4 hours a day only for the transportation costs. I don't know that the people of the Philippines could take an increase in wages like that, an increase in the price of a jeepney ride. It's a really hard thing that the government and the people, it's like a catch-22. We want the people to be safe, but it's going to cost X amount of dollars to do that, or upgrade to a newer Jeepney, and then the prices are going to have to go up accordingly. They can't buy a new Jeepney for, say, 500,000 pesos and then maintain the prices. Now, some of the operators have bought the newer versions of the Jeepneys. Repurpose. What are they going to do? Send them to Vietnam? Let me get the link. Let me get the link up. There might be a workaround for it, but it's just what I read in the article is that they're not giving the Jeepney owners a lot of time to do this. In 30 days, 90 days from now, something had to be done, and then 90 days thereafter, they have to make a decision to become part of the Commonwealth, or their Jeepney, perhaps their Jeepney license will be taken away. It's hard to figure this stuff out because the articles are only short, brief snippets in the news. And I haven't actually talked to a Jeepney driver yet about this, but the point of today's live stream is that they are, in fact, doing something to phase out the style of the Jeepneys that we have now. What that means, I don't know. They're gonna.
I don't pay for my water anymore, thanks.
They're going to upgrade them. They're going to make it mandatory that they have the brakes and the tires checked. I don't know what any of this means. There is no document that goes along with bringing it up to a safety standard. They just said they want to increase the safety standards of the Jeepney. Now, I've been riding, in all fairness, I've been riding Jeepneys sometimes 10, 6, 12 times a month. And in 8 years, only one time, a front wheel bearing broke, and the Jeepney had to transfer us to another Jeepney, and it was free to transfer. They sent, apparently there's a phone call that they made, and they sent an empty Jeepney to where the Jeepney had broken down, and within 20 minutes we were all on another Jeepney going to our destination. So there is organization behind the Jeepney drivers already. Now, that's one time one broke down, and I have never seen a Jeepney accident. Never. I've never seen a Jeepney hit a vehicle. I've never seen a car and a Jeepney collide with one another. Once I did see, oh God, the Jeepney was turning into Tagbilaran, off the main road, and traffic stopped. So the Jeepney was like at a 45-degree to the intersection and stopped in place, probably for a good 10 or 15 seconds. And I was at the back left-hand corner of the Jeepney in the window seat, and a motorcycle come flying up, probably from around the back, but I couldn't see that part, around the back, and then with a woman passenger on the back of the motorcycle, came and hit the side of the Jeepney, right in the middle of the Jeepney. and the motorcycle went down, and the man and the woman, no helmet, bounced off the motorcycle and then rolled in the street. And then within a minute, the both of them were on their feet, and then they picked up the motorcycle, and they got back on the motorcycle, and they said hello to the Jeepney driver, and they motioned that they were okay. But these two people bounced off the Jeepney like a billiard ball. And how they weren't injured, no helmets, this is 6-7 years ago, before the helmet law. I don't know how that happened, but that was the only time I ever saw. So for what I'm saying is, for the most part, I've never seen a Jeepney in an accident, another Jeepney in an accident, the one I'm in an accident. Never have I ever seen that. Never have the brakes failed. Jeepney Museum. Those pagan punks. Let me get to the comments, and then I have a video. Here is the video. Let me get the video up, which I will show you. The video. Transport Group wants iconic traditional Jeepney applied on modern Jeeps. So they do want to kind of keep the traditional look. Hold on a minute. Let's get that link up there. They do want to try to keep the traditional look of the Jeepneys, is what they said, but they also want to have air conditioning in the Jeepneys. That's one upgrade. And the second upgrade is that they want to have a ceiling height so that a person can walk in the Jeepney in a standing up position, whatever that means. Now, I don't know. I don't know that the ceiling height would become 5 feet rather than 4.5 feet or 6 feet. I don't know what that means. All I know is that that's what they say, that they want to be able to walk through the Jeepney. So let me go over here. Where is my live stream? Okay. Trolley system. They're never going to put a trolley system. They can't. No, they're not going to do a trolley in the Philippines. They're never going to do that. Not in the... well, you know what? Daman, they might do a kind of a railroad trolley system 75 years into the future from now, where everything will be, controlled on tracks, but not in the Philippines, a trolley system. Now, no, they don't have the, well, they wouldn't have the money to do that, but they certainly would. They don't have the technical infrastructure to do that. But I like the idea. Trolleys in the Philippines. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Damon. Salamat. So let's see. Patrick Barker. Did I see Patrick Barker? Patrick Barker is in the house. Patrick Barker. What's up? Patrick Barker lives in the Midwest, and he is a pretty cool dude, man. Let's get Patrick Barker's link up on his page. And he has an alligator that he's had since it was like 6 inches long. And now it's 4 feet long, and the name of the alligator is Gotti. 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 Buses. Well, they have buses now, Damon. They have the same route that a Jeepney would take. Well, not down as far as I am in Dolho, but in Poblacion, the bus comes from 6 feet long. Let's get Patrick Barker's link, If someone else isn't here to do that, I'll do it in a minute, Patrick. They have buses that go from, it's a circuit, C-I-R-C-U-T, circuit, from Alona Beach to Poblacion, Panglao. From Poblacion, it goes to the new airport, Panglao International Airport. It sits in the airport, it picks up people, it drops people off, and then, thank you, Scott, then it goes from the airport to the bus terminal in Tagbilaran by the ICM Mall. It drops everybody off, or if you're on your way and you just happen to be on that, it will bring you, for the same price, it will bring you back to Alona Beach. It's a circle. And then you'll go to the airport, or it will turn around and go back the opposite direction. It depends on the bus and the time of day. So they have a bus, and the price for the bus is a little bit more. I think it's like, well, maybe now it's upward, up north of 60 pesos. So it was, when from Alona Beach for the Jeepney to Poblacion, the Jeepney was 15 pesos. The bus is 30. From Poblacion to the city, the Jeepney is 40 pesos. From Poblacion to the city, and the Jeep and the bus was 60 pesos, 63 pesos. So it's a little bit more, 40% more. But they have buses already. And they also have the new type of Jeepneys with the air conditioning in the Jeepneys, but no, zero, nada, nada. No air conditioners work, except in the driver's cab, and they never use the aircon. So in the Jeepney itself, in the bus, the new Jeepney styles themselves, if it has aircon, I've never seen it on. I don't know if it has it or not. So that might be a possibility as well. So we have, so Patrick Barker, let's talk about Patrick Barker. He has an alligator that's now 6 feet long, that he had since it was 6 inches. That, I find that interesting. Me personally, I don't want any pets. I don't want a pet bird, a frog, a turtle, a dog, or a cat. I don't want any pets because, as I said with Scott, to sidetrack a little bit, an animal, in case you guys are out there, a single person that gets an animal for companionship has to understand, and I've done these numbers. For years, I had a dog, 16 and a half years. The average dog or cat, well, dog, let's just say dog, takes approximately 2 hours a day of your time. If you add up all your time to do all the things necessary to be a pet owner. Now, somebody, wow, that's not, it's not nonsense. It's the truth. You have to wake up and twice a day feed the dog. I don't care if it's kibbles and bits or you mix it in with wet food, but you have to do that. Then you have to clean the bowl. Then you have to brush the animal. Then you have to put the dog out. You have to walk to the door, open up the door, put the dog out if you have a fence, or walk the dog. If you have to walk the dog, that's an hour plus each day to walk your dog. But in order to buy the canned dog food and or kibbles and bits, whatever it is, you have to go to the store. You have to get in your car. You have to get into your car. You have to start your car. You have to go to the gas station and put gas in your car, because many times you have an animal, you run out of dog food. You have to go just to the store just for the animal. Then you got to walk out of your car, shut the car off, walk to the shopping cart, get a shopping cart, go to the counter that has the dog food, choose which dog food you want. That could take 30 seconds. Then put the dog food in the cart, and then you have to wait online. Could be another hour, could be a minute. But those minutes add up to 2 hours a day plus every person that owns an animal. Cats are a little bit different, but you have to clean the cat box. So if you want to have a pet, you have to understand that your pet is going to take 2 hours a day for a single person, if not more. Then remember, you have to bring the animal to a clinic and get shots for it once a year. The dog has to be brushed. The dog's nails have to get done occasionally. You got to do that. It's a big process to own a pet, unless you have somebody else taking care of the pet. If you have somebody else in the house that's going to take care of the pet, a pet's a wonderful thing. But other than that, and if the dog goes out into the fenced-in yard, then you have to go out to the yard and pick up the droppings. And then you have to put the droppings in a plastic bag. And then you have to put that bag in the garbage pail. And that garbage pail is going to smell funny. And then put the garbage pail out into the garbage bin. And it's a lot of work to have a pet, let alone a pet alligator. So, Pat, thanks for stopping by, Patrick. Let's see, Louis Pagan-Pants. Can these jeepneys be used in humanitarian efforts, elderly transport for the non-profit organ? I don't know. That's a political thing, Louis. I wouldn't know. They have no jeepney museums. Louis, this is all you. You come here. Well, you know what? You want to know what one of the coolest things that one of the coolest videos I have? In Cebu, there's a jeepney terminal. And the terminal is under a building. And there are probably 100 plus jeepneys, spots where they back in. And you go into the building and you get on the jeepney wherever it's going. But I waited outside because the inside of the building smelled the fumes, and it was just not a good place to make a video. And I have a video of all these different bizarre jeepneys with all their different decorations. I thought that was pretty cool. And I have it somewhere on my other channel. But that was maybe 100 or so jeepneys are parked under there at any one time or more. And I might have taken a video of about 15 or 20. But some of these guys spend a lot of money on the ornate work on their jeepney. And the big kick that I get out of all jeepneys and tricycles is they all have a passage from the Bible. Talk about hypocrisy, which we won't talk about. Transport groups wants... oh, that's me. Okay, so... Yeah. They have... That's right, Louis. That's right. They probably all have an air conditioning company or a few companies that they've already invested in. And any company that's going to be able to raise the roof in a traditional jeepney and put aircon in is going to be government backed, and they probably have all of that worked out already. How to get it done and how much it'll cost. Because in the video I posted, the gentleman in the video said that to upgrade a jeepney I think, because it's in Versailles, to upgrade the Jeepney is about $6,000 US. So I don't know what it meant. But I know it wasn't $6,000 for a new Jeepney, because a new Jeepney would be $15,000 or $20,000 minimum. So I don't know, but the $6,000 was an upgrade. So whatever that means, there's so much stuff that I don't understand the language. Patrick Barker, I have to run my grandson's house. Okay, Patrick, thanks for stopping by. Very interesting topic, says Patrick Barker. Thanks, Patrick. No, Patrick puts the alligator on his shoulder and walks around with it still. Pet trolls. Yes, Patrick has a farm at his house. He lives in a place where it's legal to have farm animals. So he's saying that he has 5 dogs, 1 cat, 1 alligator, and 3 pet pigs. I've seen his animals on videos years ago. Jonesy chimes in with the confirmation that my 2 hour a day is rational, if not minimal. I agree. Because if you have to walk the dog, you're going to be gone an hour and a half, 2 hours. You start walking around the park, that's 2 hours a day just to walk my dog. And I lived across the street from the park. Yeah, 2 hours a day is minimal. Could be more. My mom was a cat person. She had 3 cats in the house, but my dad would buy 20-pound bags of cat food, and they would buy, 10 cases of cat food. 24 maybe in a case. I don't remember. So I think 24 cans in a case, and he'd go get a carload, and 24 cans in a case, and they'd buy 10 cases of assorted cat food. And every day my mom fed an unknown amount of cats, every stray cat in the neighborhood, and all the neighbors' cats, because we had neighbors that had pet cats, but they didn't feed the cats because my mom fed the cats. My mom also fed the birds. We would get 50-pound bags of bird food, and we had like 5 bird feeders in the backyard, which was really cool because the different seeds attract different types of birds. And there would be a mixed bag of seed, and you would get red cardinals, blackbirds, sparrows. There were always, when they fed them, there were always several different varieties, and they all made their own noises. We even had woodpeckers come to get the food. That was pretty cool. And my dad didn't care because he would go out. We had a scooper, and we put a scooper on a concrete slab in the back of the house. It was an old table that we didn't use, and there might be 100 birds in the wintertime feeding off that table. And then in the summertime, they didn't put so much out, but we still had 5 different bird feeders for the different kinds of seeds. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they spent a lot of money on animals. Louis Pagan Ponce has 2 golden retrievers, and you are correct. 2 or 3 hours minimum upkeep daily. Oh, I figured out how much it costs. $4,975 a year between feed, snacks, vitamins, grooming, shots, and visits to the vet. Yes, my dog cost Now, this is going back from 1979, 1980. My dog, I estimated food at about $1,000 a year, about $3 a day for food. However, the vet might have been $60 once a year. What really adds up when you have a pet is, in America, a kennel. I remember going to Bonaire. I had a yearly dive that I went to the Divvy Hotel in Bonaire in the Bahamas. And in order to go there, you have to put your dog in a kennel. So the hotel in Bonaire was costing about $50 a day with unlimited breakfast and brunch. And that included lobster, all the lobster you could eat, all the steak, all the shrimp, all the fish, all the eggs, all the bacon, all you could eat. And it started at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was $50 a day for the hotel and unlimited brunch till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, whatever it was. So if you were diving, it opened at 5 o'clock. You could get a good meal in, and then you would have to, of course, buy lunch or dinner if that's what you wanted. Or you could go to the store, and they had barbecues on site. But it cost me $55 a day for the veterinarian. It cost me more money to put my dog in a kennel than it did for me to live in a hotel with steak and lobster, all you could eat. So you have to figure for a kennel or a babysitter. And then if the babysitter forgets to come to your house and the dog does its business in the house, then you got to clean that up. They're not going to clean it up. The boarding expenses. I've been lucky my family takes care of our pets when we're on vacation. Yeah, but there are boarding expenses. And in order to put my dog in the kennel, they had to have, the shots had to be up to date. And they may have, if it was within a certain amount of months before the shots wore off, then you had to get shots to put it in the kennel. And then, that's it. And you got to bring the dog there, and then you got to go pick the dog up. All that's part of owning a pet. I would never have a pet. That's crazy. People would say to me, Mike, after my dog died, I have a beaut. Yeah, you can keep that to yourself. I'm not interested. So, moving back to the Jeepneys, that's all I really wanted to say about the Jeepneys, is that they have 90 days from Monday that just passed, February 20th, March, April, May. Maybe it was May 30th or June 30th to comply with a certain amount of regulations, and then 90 days thereafter, they're going to have to join a conglomerate or an association or lose their license, according to what I've read and what I've seen. Now, me personally, I love the old Jeepneys. As unclear as whether or not they're safe or not, by the looks of them, I've never, ever, ever, ever seen an accident or saw an accident with another Jeepney, and only one time, a bearing, a front right wheel bearing, blew apart. And not only that, but by the time the second Jeepney came to pick everybody up, they call up. 20 minutes later, there was a Jeepney there. In that 20 minutes, I had helped them. We took the wheel off, and we got water. I went and got water from a puddle, and we poured water on the bearing housing, and he had a bearing in a box, and he was putting the bearing on a bridge with his bag of tools. And by the time we all got on the second Jeepney to bring us back to Dolho, or Peng Lao, he was taking the bearing race off of the axle, and it probably took him another hour or so to put it back together. So it was just one time, and it wasn't an accident. There was no accident caused by it. So that's all I got to say about that. Now, anybody else have any questions? You could Google it on YouTube if you like. I have other stuff to do today, so I'm going to end the live stream and say thank you. There was something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't say it. Oh, I can't say what I want to say. I don't even know if it's true. There are people that send me messages on other channels, on old videos. No, I'm not going to say it. There are people that send me messages on old videos that are using troll accounts to send me messages. I don't know if it's true, so I'm not going to say it. I won't start a rumor on YouTube, but if what is said in the comment section from a troll account that can be traced back to somebody who started their account last week, if it's true, there's going to be some interesting changes on the YouTube genre. Keith Jenkins, he's finally here. He's trolling. He put three of the same messages. Keith, good morning, Keith. Good morning. How are you today? Good to see you on my channel. Thanks for stopping by. You get an A for effort for trolling. You have a great day, Keith. Leave him up there. We're going to give this troll a free pass. So let's see what else we have going on here. That's it. I don't... Oh, yeah, so digressing back. I know what they want me to do, or what that person wants me to do. That person who sent me that information yesterday, he wants me to make a video and expose something that may or may not happen. And then if it did happen, well, then I could take credit for knowing first. Well, I don't care about that. And if it didn't happen, I would look like a fool. So I'm not going to post what was sent to me last night about 10 o'clock. But I will tell you that there was a major upheaval in the YouTube community about to happen if the person is telling the truth. And I don't know it to be the truth. It's secondhand information at best. It's rumor mongering. What we should do with that rumor, if whoever's out there, if you're watching the live stream, send it to somebody that cares. Like, send it to Roberto. Roberto would post that, whether it's true or not. He would post it. Send it to the Big Kev. He would post it, whether it's true or not. Don't send me that crap. I'm not interested in that. But it was an interesting read. And it looked like a J-Dal comment. It looked like one of those one paragraph after the other discussing this, talking about that, dates, times, events, and they wanted me to make a video about it. Well, why didn't they make a video? They have a YouTube channel. Why? Because their channel was built last week. So somebody started a channel just to start the rumor. So if you're out there, Mr. Rumor Monger, go and post it to Big Kevin on his channel, or post it on Roberto's channel, or who else does rumor mongering? Oh, you could send it to Barry. You could send it to him. He would be interested in rumor mongering, because that would bring him back into the fold. His time to come back into the genre is almost up anyway, because I think Barry said that he had a 30-day suspension from his super chat, and then after 30 days they were going to give him his super chat back. So I think that 30 days is just about up. So send that rumor mongering stuff to Barry or whoever else is rumor mongering on YouTube. But I'm not going to post that. I'm going to tell you that there's going to be rumors of an event that's going to occur, and then you could see for yourself if it happens. So you could say that Fazio rumor mongered the rumor that something was going to affect a YouTube blogger if it happens. And I was the first to tell you that it was to happen. But I won't tell you what it is, because I don't know that it's true. But I did hear rumors. And that's where we'll leave it. Send it to Barry. Send it to Big Kev. Send it to Roberto. Oh, send it to Popeye. Send it to Allo. What am I thinking? Allo. 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 Send it to Allo. He would love that. Send it to Allo. He's got a channel. He'll do it. Allo. 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 You guys want me to get involved with all of that crap? I don't want to get involved with that. If you've noticed, since the end of November, I've stayed out of the rumor mongering business on YouTube. And I actually enjoy doing these live streams about the flat earth and the Jeepney. And I did one the other day on this, how to register your smartphone. I actually like doing it, getting back to what YouTube is supposed to be. Allo de Winter, that's right. Allo, Allo is a good researcher, and he has people that work with him to do research. Let's send that stuff to him. I'm not even going to pass it on, because then I would be the person that rumor mongered the rumor. I'm not going to do that anymore. You guys keep thinking that I'm going to continue to harass and instigate nonsense on YouTube with other bloggers and talking about this, that, and the other thing. I'm not going to do that. And it's just not going to happen. Who else you could send it to? You could send it to that the fake Philippines interest channel. You could post it on there. What are you sending it to me for? You just want me to get back into the mix with all of these people about what's going to happen and what's supposed to happen and how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. I am involved with the legal system in the Philippines, and I will tell you, as a summation of what goes on in the Philippines legal system, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. So you want to send it to people, send it to somebody that wants to risk being right or wrong in the rumor mongering field of rumor mongering. Get those rumors out there. Somebody is getting lonely. I don't know. No, Lewis. Someone who cares. Here's a quarter. Call someone that cares. I'm not going to do it. So you could send it to me on, and they're doing it exactly as I asked them to do it. If you want to send me something private, send it on an old video. So I don't care about that. I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm not making a video about it. I'm not mentioning the person's name. I'm not going to mention anything about the event. If it happens, it happens. But just don't expect me to go out on a limb for you. I don't even know who you are. Don't expect that from me. All right, I got to go. I got things that I want to get done today. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, this is Michael Fazio. And Daisy May. in the Philippines. There's another rumor going around about Daisy May that I won't confirm or deny. You guys that start these rumors, you guys are really, you got nothing else to do but this nonsense. Aloe de Winter is coming. Aloe is coming. Aloe is coming. Mike, I don't care about the rumors. I never cared, and I'm never going to care. But that's not exactly true. Oh, Bill is here. Bill. Bill sent me a video. Tomorrow, Sunday, Saturday night would be a good night for me to do the video on that rocket that went up into the mesosphere and the stratosphere, the one that hit the barrier. So Bill sends me stuff about the flat earth and how we have, well, how someone sent up a rocket 117 kilometers and it hit something and it stopped a rocket that was going several hundred miles an hour. It stopped it dead. And I mean, it was going up and it just stopped it like that. So it's a flat earth video. I could post that down. Let me get that video up there for them. I'll put that up there for Bill. Bill is another flat earther. Okay, so we're going to copy that. We're going to put that there. And we're going to go over here. And we're going to cut that link. Yeah, this is a good flat earth video. How the rocket supposedly hit the dome. They don't know why the rocket stopped suddenly. So one idea is that the rocket hit that space is made out of water, water, and that is where the Bible gets the passage. The Lord separated the waters from above the firmament from the waters below the firmament. So let me put this in my video details so that it's a link in. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Yeah, so we could talk about the flat earth for a few minutes. There's a video. You know what YouTube is doing to us? Rich. Is that Rich Buong 2? Rich Buong 2? Let's go back over here. Rich Buong 2. Remember your buddy Digger who lives on the bottom of... He was a gnome. a digger gnome. He was a digger. I gotta go review those videos. That was some of the best comedy I ever did. The digger. They were diggers. Diggers digging on the bottom of the top of the bottom of the bottom of the top of the flat earth. I remember Digger. Oh, God. I forgot all about Digger. Actually, I forgot about Digger. And he was a gnome. A gnome. And a G-N-O-M-E. A gnome. That was funny. Yeah, I remember Digger. I got to go refresh my memory. Digger could do... They used to dig the underground tunnels under the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat earth. Yeah, Digger. Oh man, that was funny. Thanks, Rich. That was a good. That was a good skit I had going. The bottom of the top of the bottom, with the anti-gravity boots and the anti-gravity elevator, so you couldn't fall off the edge of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. We had jail cells down there. We had court systems. We had judicial people that would dish out the judicial sentences for the people that were sentenced to be extradited to the bottom of the top of the bottom of the top of the flat Earth. And then we had two ways to get down to the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. You could walk. you could go into the base of the mountain in the Himalayas that Carl the Vela from Vela Industries, he found a hole in a mountain in the Himalayas, because Carl is a big spelunkering type of man, a big expedition, kind of like Admiral Byrd. And he found a hole. This is true story, people. Carl Vela, the Vela, from the Vela Industries. They are also the people that make the anti-gravity boots. Carl Vela was exploring the Himalayas, and he found a cave. And in the cave was a staircase down into the middle of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. And it was down several hundred flights of stairs. And when you got down there, you were in the bottom of the top of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. And outside, there were caves everywhere. And the caves were made by diggers. And the diggers were gnomes. And the gnomes came from the leprechauns from Ireland. They were descendants of the leprechauns from Ireland. And then, when the Irish leprechauns realized that they could have their own world on the bottom of the top of the bottom of the bottom of the flat Earth, they migrated down into the bottom of the top of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. And the gnomes found that staircase before the Vela. And they went down into the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. And the gnomes multiplied, like in the Bible. And ye shall multiply. And the gnomes multiplied, and eventually tradition of the gnome life up on the top of the bottom of the bottom of the top of the flat Earth became gnome life inside the bottom of the top of the bottom of the bottom of the top of the flat Earth. And when they expanded out, they dug tunnels. So every time they had a new member of the gnome family, they dug another room for their family. And what they did is there was a natural tunnel to the exit of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the top of the flat Earth. And at that hole, the dirt that they dug to make houses and hotels, because some gnomes were rich and they just were on vacation. And the gnomes took the dirt from the where they made the houses, and they threw the dirt out of the hole. And the hole, at the end of where the gnomes lived, that hole just went down forever. There was no bottom to the top of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat Earth. And down there, when you got outside the gnome reality of the gnomes, out past the cave where they threw the dirt, you needed anti-gravity boots. And this is where the Vela Industries came in. They developed anti-gravity boots, like Spock on Star Trek when he saves Captain Kirk on the top of the mountain. He has the boots with the rockets on them. But these are anti-gravity boots. So once you get outside the cave, you fall. But if you own a pair of Vela Industries anti-gravity boots, then you can go up, I say, to the top of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat earth with your anti-gravity boots. But if you have a pair of anti-gravity boots made by Vela Industries and you're at the top of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat earth, you can jump off the top of the bottom of the bottom of the top of the flat earth, and you could anti-gravity yourself down to the hole in the wall where the gnomes throw the dirt. And you could go inside and you could visit the gnomes. Even you could get a room in a gnome hotel. This is all true. And if you're a bad person, they bring you down in an anti-gravity elevator, or they make you walk the steps down to the middle of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat earth. And they put you in a cell until they can deal with you in a professional manner. Yeah, Rich, I don't remember any of that. But if I do, I'll let you know. My buddy Digger. And they all started out as diggers, the gnome diggers. Now, I don't remember any of that stuff. That was one of my best routines, the bottom. You're a bad man. You're a very bad man. You're going down to the middle of the bottom of the top of the bottom of the flat earth. That was cool. Thanks for stopping by. Rich has a channel where he does comedy routines. Let's see if we could get Rich's channel link up there. I'm going to try to get you go to the channel. I'm going to get Rich Buong 2's channel link and post it. If you guys want to see some questionably good comedy, he's got that on his page. Digger was a big part of that. Well, they all started out as gnome diggers. I may have. Hold on a minute. Let me. I got to go to the channel. Hold on a second. Go to the channel. I don't see it. Here we are. So this is what his current channel looks like. Okay, and then we'll cut the link. And then we're going to cut the whole thing. And then we're going back to my video. And we'll get that link up there. And then I really do have to say goodbye. I'm in the process of painting something, and it's a nice day to paint. The sun is out. Okay, so there's Rich Buong too. Now, he has a lot of comedy videos up. Some of them are a little bit degrading of some of the bloggers, including myself. But he's weaning himself off of degrading Michael Fazio. That we know for a fact. So thanks for stopping by, Rich. And I'll review one of my bottom of the top of the flat earth videos. God, that was some funny stuff, boy. We had those people. We had every single blogger on YouTube flagging my channel for that one. So getting back to the rumor mongering, send it to Rich Buong, the rumor. Send the rumors to Rich Buong. That's what you could do. This stuff is what is about to happen, if it's true, is a major event in the YouTube Philippine genre. I don't know that it's true, though. I don't know that it's true. I won't post it. But if it's true, send it. Send those notices to people like Rich and Big Kevin and Roberto and Aloe and whoever else cares. Well, I'm not posting that stuff on my page. It ain't going to happen. I might. I don't even know that I would do a show after it posts, even if it's proven to be true. I don't know that I would do a show on it. I just don't get involved so much with the YouTube, criticizing the YouTube Philippines vlogging community anymore. I think everything that you could possibly say about everybody has been said. I might do a few more on the biggest ego in the world. I might do a couple on him because I'm not done with him yet. And but I don't know that I'm going to get to that right away. And I will go. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. We have to see where that goes. Don't. He didn't get a free pass. He just got he was granted a waiver for a certain amount of time because of a friend of mine asking me nice twice to give him a reprieve. But I still keep notes. I still make notes. So we'll see where that goes. And that might be the only person I would do an expose. Let's call it an expose. Depending on where he goes next, I go. Where you go, I go. I remember a friend of mine bought a car called the Yugo. It was the most innocuous car. It was like the kind of car you didn't even notice in traffic. And the kind of car that you could go across country in and no one would even notice you. Boy, was that guy making money. Yugo. I said, what did you buy that piece of junk for? He goes, wherever you go, I go. That's what his answer was. He was moving stuff across the country in a little freaking $2,000 car. He was making 50 times that for every trip. I don't think so, Scott. I think the earth was created by alien beings, and it was always this way. If I haven't heard of a rumor by 9 o'clock, start one. Let go my ego. I remember that foolish. Made in Yugoslavia. Yeah, that guy was making $50,000 in that piece of junk that he was driving around in. He had a brand new Corvette in the driveway, and he was driving a Yugo. He would disappear for like 2 weeks at a time. Where did you go? I went to California. Where did you go? I went to Minnesota. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in those Midwestern towns. You'd be surprised. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. God day to everybody. From Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines. And I'm going to say bye-bye for now. Tomorrow we're going back to the Flat Earth. I'm going to have some videos for you guys. Remember, Flat Earth Fazio says the earth is flat. Oh, I think in the description box I'm going to put one more video of Flat Earth stuff for you guys if you want to review what the Flat Earth is all about. Oh man, you know, YouTube will not give you the good Flat Earth videos that prove that the earth is flat. They won't give those options out to you when you Google Flat Earth videos. They give you their trolls, their government shill videos that proving that the earth is not flat. But they won't give you a video that proves that the earth is flat. So here, look. I'm over here. See, Google flat earth, when they put a disclaimer on it, you know it's true. It's an archaic and scientifically disproven conception of the Earth's shape as a plane or a disk. Many ancient cultures subscribed to a flat Earth cosmology. The idea of a spherical Earth appeared in ancient Greek philosophy with Pythagoras. However, most pre-Socrates retained the flat Earth model. Okay, so do you see any Eric Dubay videos here? No. Because he has videos up with all the people that have proven that the earth is flat. So we've already down one page, not an Eric Dubay video. They won't put him on there because he's really good at this. And he's got a 6-hour video that's worth watching. 6 hours and 2 minutes. And they won't give it to me. This guy here is a total fraud. Neil deGrasse Tyson, total fraud. And Bill Nye, the science guy, do you know that he doesn't even have, he has a 2-year degree in engineering and he's an expert on all of this stuff? That's nonsense. He's just a face. He's the beard of the New World Order. All right, so let's go. God, oh man, I want to get out of here. Let's go 200 proofs. See, 200 pounds. Now they know I'm going to put the word proof in, but they give you a pound instead. And I'm almost, you have to spell it out. You have to spell it out. Word for word, correct spelling, or it won't give you the link. 200 proofs, and that has to be with an S, or it won't give you the answer. 200 proofs the earth is not a... See, it still doesn't give me an option. Spinning. See, it should have given me that option right away. It should have given, it knows I'm going to ask for 200 proofs because I Google it 3 or 4 times a week. It knows, the Google algorithm knows what you're going to put in, but it won't give you Eric Dubay videos because he has put all the information together to prove that the earth is not a spinning ball. All right, let's get that link up there. Well, let's do this. Let's paste that. Let's get the link for that up there. Then let's take that, cut that, copy that. Then we'll go to my video. Video details. And I'll paste that there. And then we'll save that. And then we'll go to my live stream. Yeah, there's a video of 20 proofs the earth is not a spinning ball, 200 proofs the earth is not a spinning ball. There's several videos with the number 20 or 200. So That's a good video to watch. And in the beginning of that video, it shows you NASA, the flight manual that they train astronauts and pilots how to fly rigid aircraft, fixed rigid aircraft, planes and jets, that the Earth should be considered a flat, non-rotating object upon takeoff and landing, because if the Earth was really moving, this is NASA's training manual that was written by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in conjunction with NASA about flight. And it says, for all intent and purposes, flight should be based on a non-rotating, fixed, stationary, flat Earth. That's the NASA training manual for pilot training. That's the Air Force training manual for Air Force pilots. Marines, Army, Navy, they all read the same exact manual. For all flight should be considered takeoffs and landings a non-moving, stationary, flat Earth. Because if the Earth was moving at 1,038 miles an hour from east to west, and you landed north to south, the Earth would want to push your airplane sideways. If you landed east to west, you'd have to come in at different speeds. You'd have to take off at different speeds. You have no idea how you've been tricked. All of you. And me too, for a long time, until 2014. All right, that's it. I'm Pink Permy, which means, of course, take care always. From the Philippines, baby. Bye-bye for now.